Beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today this video is just gonna be just like a talk um with you guys. I just been wanting to film like a convo video for you guys, just to talk about just some things like body image and attitude and things like that. I did film it for you maybe like a couple of days ago, but I really didn't like the way that it turned out. So I'm refilming for you. Um, so the first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is just body image. I've been watching a lot of videos here on YouTube that girls are doing about having positive body image for yourself and how they think that the world should kind of just adapt to not categorizing women as plus size or normal or curvy or fat or whichever verbiage you might use. Like me personally, then it just depends on what I'm talking about. Like, I don't mind. Like, I'll say, oh, I'm a fat girl or whatever, because it doesn't bother me to say that. It used to bother me in the past. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it used to bother me a whole lot when people would see me and just be like, "Oh my gosh, you got fat," or "You gained weight," or whatever. It would bother me, make me feel bad. But that had to tie back to just how I felt about myself as a person, as a woman, or just my self esteem. I think that's what it really ties back to. That's probably what bothered me the most, or what caused those words to hurt me. Um, like I said before, I struggle with like anxiety and depression, and a lot of it had to do with just the way that I felt I was going in my life. The way it had to do a lot about my physical appearance and things like that. Just me being unhappy with me is what caused me to have a lot of depression about things, and anxiety just about going out in public, and just being around everybody and being comfortable. I had to learn to be comfortable in my own skin. And for me to do that, then I did have to take time away from, hanging out with my family or hanging out with my friends, because I had to get to the point where I was comfortable to be with just Bobbie at that time, to just be alone and being able to look at myself in the mirror and not feel, ashamed or feel bad. So therefore, when I went out, then what people said, or not so much as that they would come up to me and say it, I would see people, and this would be family members, it'll be whomever. It's not just strangers, because you'll be surprised. It's more of your family and the so-called people that call themselves your friends be the ones who sit up and talk about you and things like that. So I had to get back to where I was comfortable with myself, to be out in public or to just be me. It was like so long that I was not comfortable being in my own skin. Like, I know I've gained weight. Like, I've gained a lot of weight. Probably like 70 pounds since I've had my son. And he's 10. So this has been over 7 years, 10-year span. I done gained 70 pounds. And yeah, when people see me from back in the day when I was like much smaller, then it's like a shock to them, like, "Oh my gosh, this is Bobbie," or whatever. And I'm just like, "Hey, yeah, it's me. It's still me." And people are not sure what they want to say, or I can see it in their face, like, "Oh my gosh, she done got bigger." And then I'll just be like, "Yeah, I'm fat as hell, so what?" But that's me. I joke about it so that I don't know, it makes me feel good. Like, I can joke about myself, now, and it doesn't hurt me. Or, I'll say something, funny about, about my weight or whatever. But that's just the way that, that I deal with it. And I think that take the power away from everybody else being able to say, oh, you're fat, or damn, you didn't got big, or whatever they want to say. Like, I take that away from them. Like, you can say it, you can say it to me if you want, but it really doesn't matter. Like, my whole mindset now is that I really don't care, like, what people say about me. I don't care about, what people might say behind my back or how they look at me. Like, it doesn't affect me one way or the other anymore. And it took me a long time to get that way. Like, I would be back in the day, like, I wouldn't wear certain things, or I wouldn't do certain things because I was like, oh my gosh, like just to say, to go out to eat or whatever. Like, I hated going to restaurants. I really hated going to restaurants. Every time I went in, I would get like anxiety attacks where I have to get up and I have to walk out and get fresh air. And that's just being, for one, too many people in a restaurant. Like, I don't like being around a lot of people. And then for two, just, it feel like when you're eating whatever, people just stare at you like, how rude is that? Like, did your mom ever tell you not to stare at people? Because I know damn well, then, my daddy or, my stepmoms or whatever told me, you don't stare at people. Like, that's just rude. Like, even if they have something going crazy on, then you don't just stare at people. And people have that bad just staring at folks. And so that was a lot to do with me not wanting to go out, in public and just eating or just being out in public anyways. Because my self-esteem wasn't all there. And people would see me and they would, like I said before in my other video, they would say, oh my gosh, you're so confident. You're so confident. And I'm just like, I wasn't all that confident. I guess it was just a front, I guess, or, maybe I was just, I don't know what I was doing, but to everybody else, they felt like I was confident, or confidence was coming off of me, or I felt comfortable or whatever. I wasn't. I really wasn't. Like, to be honest, I was not comfortable in my own body. Like, since I don't know how long. And, I've always been the type of person, like, I'll put on clothes and I like to dress up. I like to look good. But that doesn't mean that I really still felt good a lot, on the inside about myself. That doesn't mean that I felt good about myself. Just because you look good on the outside doesn't mean that you're feeling good on the inside. Like, the way I was brought up, then girls are supposed to be made up. You're supposed to look good all the time. You put your best foot forward when you walk out. That's what you do. And that's what I did. Like, I would put on clothes. I would put my makeup on. I always, I keep my hair done, some kind of way. So I guess that what made them think that I was confident, just because I would go out and I guess I would act like it doesn't faze me, like what people say. Like, I'm not going to say that I set up and just really boo-hooed and cried about it. Like, sure, sometimes I would go home and I would get into my funk where I'm like depressed and I would cry about things, but not because of what somebody said. It would be because of what I felt about myself. I would cry about that. But as far as being confident out in public and stuff, I wasn't all that comfortable. I just went to work, did my job, or, if me and my husband went out, or, me or my best friend went out or something, then I was just out. I was having a good time with them. I didn't want my mood to bring those people down in those situations. So then I guess I smiled when I was around them, or things that they did, help my mood out, help me, be happy or whatever, because I know that they accepted me for who I am, and they wasn't sitting up thinking like, oh, she gained more weight, or did Bobbie gain 2 more pounds from last month? Oh, she looked bigger. Her ass is bigger than what it was 2 months ago. I know they're not thinking that way. So I guess around those people, then I seemed confident. And as far as work, I work in the medical field, so everybody that I work around, the kids come in, they're sick. People are sick, so I put my problems to the side or to the back burner, and I help those people because I couldn't go to work in the mind frame that I had of being unhappy with myself or things like that. So self-esteem had nothing to do with it when I was at work. So I guess the people that I work with thought I was confident because I didn't show any of that, because I didn't show my personal problems or attitudes or things at work. Like, I just went to work, I did my job to the fullest, to where I could take care of somebody else who's not worried about if they gained weight, if their hair wasn't fixed, if they lost weight, or whatever the case might be. Because people can have body issues with being fat or being skinny. You know, it's not one way or the other. Like, I see a lot of videos where girls are talking about, like, they're bigger girls and they're talking about being plus size and how hard it is in the world to be plus size. And then you might have people on the other end that say that they don't like being skinny or being average or whatever, and they have a hard time, like, people staring at them, stereotyping them, which it happens. People stereotype all body types, and that's wrong. Like, you shouldn't make a person feel that uncomfortable. The world shouldn't make people feel uncomfortable. I think that's what's wrong with the world today. Everybody is worried about the next person. Everybody is judging the next person when all they have to do is stay in their lane and think about themselves. Worry about you. Worry about what makes you happy. Worry about what you want to do in life. Worry about where you're going. And then the world will be a better place. You wouldn't have all of this fighting. You wouldn't have all these wars. You wouldn't have all these people killing each other and things like that if you worried about you. You take care of you, and then you can go out and take care of somebody else. Because before you are comfortable with you, and before you can go out and help somebody else, you have to help and take care of yourself. Point blank, period. Like, that's what people fail to realize. Like, they'll have all of these fucked up emotions in their mind. You know, they deal with all kinds of problems, you know, with themselves or at home and things like that. And they want to go out and they want to project all of their pain and hurt on somebody else. And that's what's making the world bad. Like, we're going to have to stop doing that. You need to take care of yourself at home. You need to take care of you first and foremost, and then you go out in the world and you try to make it better. Like, you can't make anything better if you're not better, because your negativity is going to rub off on everybody else. So you shouldn't go around, people shouldn't go around making folks feel bad or looking at them, you know, sideways because they're 2 pounds or 15 pounds or 20 pounds heavier than you. If God wanted everybody to be the same weight, everybody would. If God wanted everybody to look the same way, dress the same way, smell the same way, you know, have their hair the same way, he would have made us like that. There would have been one mold, and that would have been a mold that covered everybody in the world. Everybody would walk around looking like me or looking like you. You know, that's not how the world is supposed to be. It's supposed to be different varieties of people and things. You know, that's what makes the world beautiful, because you get to see different size people, different types of people. You know, that's just what I wanted to say. Like, we have to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of our world. It's the only one we're going to get. And then when it ends, you know, we're going to have to stand before God or whoever you might worship or whoever you might praise. You know, I'm not saying, you know, you have to have the same God that I have, you know, because I know there's different religions and different beliefs, and, you know, by all means, you do what you do. But my thing is, whoever you have to praise or whoever you worship at the end of life, the end of this world, we all have to answer to whomever it is, you know, that we believe in. And whoever that person is, you want to stand before them and say that I put my best foot forward. I did everything that I could, you know, as a whole, because this world is like going to hell. It really is. Like, I hate to say that, but it is. Like, it's bad. Like, I don't even want to turn on the radio. I don't want to look at the news, because you're always hearing about somebody getting killed. Kids are getting killed at school. You're trying to go to work, you're getting killed. You go into the movies and you're getting killed. Like, it's just ridiculous. You can't go anywhere. Nowhere is safe. Your own home is not even safe. You know, you have people breaking into folks' homes and killing them just to get the stuff that belongs to them. Like, I don't even understand. Like, it gets me so flustered, because I'm like, I don't even understand. Like, how do you figure that you have the right to take somebody else's life? Who gave you that right? That's what I want to know. Who give those people the right to say, hey, I'm going to wake up this morning I'm going to go into this school. I'm going to kill all of these kids. Or I'm going to go to work and I'm going to kill my boss and my coworkers because I don't like them. Sure, I'm pretty sure a lot of people think that way. You know, be like, oh, I can't stand him. I could really just hurt them or whatever. But for you to go out and you just really want to hurt, like, end a person's life, I just don't understand. Like, how do you feel like that's okay? How do you feel like you have the right to do that? I mean, it's just horrible. So for the most part, I try not to watch the news. I do. I try not to watch the news. When I drive in my car, I don't have the radio on 9 times out of 10 unless my kids or my husband's in the car with me. If I do listen to anything, I hook my phone up to my car and I listen to Pandora where I don't have to listen to commercials. Because, you know, as soon as they have a news break or something, somebody else then got killed. Like, it's just horrible. We need to wake up and start loving each other, loving ourselves so that our world can get better. Because the way that we're going now, like, it's been going downhill. Like, it's really, really sad. Like, I'm afraid to even send my kids to school sometime because I'm just like, what if this person is upset today and they want to come in and kill, you know, everybody in the school? My babies are at that school, you know? Like, really? And I know it's a lot of people that feel this way. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Just about body image and just about how we treat each other, how we treat ourselves. We have to do better. We can't even talk. We have to do better as a people to get, you know, to get our world to where it needs to be. Once we are able to accept ourselves, then we're able to accept each other. And that's what makes the world better. That's what will make us happy. That's what will make it a lot better for you to go outside and not have to worry about things like that. You know, sure, I'm not saying it's going to stop all crime or all things bad happening in the world, because in order for us to have life, then some lives have to end. That's just the way it goes. Life and death work together. Those are the only, death is the only thing that is promised in this world. You know for sure that you're going to die. Simple as that. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. We just have to do better. We have to do what we can do while we're here. The short time that we have here, we have to do what we have to do to get this world better. We need to be able to look, you know, stand in front of our gods and say, you know, I did what I was supposed to do as a person. I feel good about my life as a person. When you look back, you don't want to look back on your life and just be like, I was a horrible person. I was hateful. I was mean. Like, that's just bad. Like, and I feel sorry for you. If you want to be that person, if you want to be that mean, evil person, I really feel sorry for you. Like, you're going to have to get your life together, boo, because that's not how it works. You know, stop judging people. Go out, have a good time. You see people in need. If you can help, help. It doesn't have to be a lot. Helping a little bit. You know what I mean? Just trying to make our world better, people. That's all I'm trying to do. You know, and like I said, I haven't always been, you know, on this positive bandwagon. I had a lot of negativity in my life. I had a lot of negativity that I put myself. Just like I said, thinking that I wasn't good enough for, you know, to be out in public and staying depressed and staying with anxiety, all things like that. And one day I just had to sit down and say, Bobbie, you have to stop blaming people for things that you don't have. For one, you're grown. Whatever you want, you need to go work for it, you know, which that wasn't ever a problem. I've always been the type of person who worked for what I want. But a lot of things is I was just like, you know, well, maybe if, you know, if I had this when I was growing up, then maybe this would be better. Or if I didn't do this, this would, no. I had to sit down and say, stop it. You have to, for one, grow up. Put your grown girl drawers on, because I got my big girl drawers on already. But put your grown girl drawers on. And you have to take responsibility for yourself. You can't blame other people for things that you don't have. For things that you want, you need to go work for it. Every day you wake up, you need to try to go work towards something that you want. Something that you think that you should have in life. And that's what I do. Every day I wake up, like, I go to work and things like that, and I like my job, you know. I like my job for the most part. I left a job that I loved back earlier this year, and that made me go into depression because I loved that job, but just circumstances there wasn't right at the time, and I decided to leave. I wasn't asked to leave. I wasn't fired, anything. I made the decision, me, and that's how I knew that I was changing. I knew that my mindset was changing because I would have just stayed in that situation and I would have been like, you know what, they just got to fire me or whatever. But I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I did my job. I was always on time. I hardly ever took off work, only when it was, absolutely necessary. I took off work. But it's just like some things that I didn't agree with at the job at that time. And that's why I left. And I felt good about when I left. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try this new job out and do this. Get there, don't like that job. I think I went through 3 or 4 jobs this year. And I sat back and I second guessed myself, well, why did you leave the other job, Bobbie? No one asked you to leave. But I was like, my mindset then. I was like, they weren't ready. They was not ready to see me like angry, because that's what was going to happen. Anytime I have to sit off to myself and I have to cry about a situation, it's about to be hell paid. So I was like, I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to do that. So I left. And yeah, it was hard. Like I said, it was hard for me to find a job again that I really, really liked. But I pushed through it. I'm not going to lie and say that it was happy times. It was good times the whole entire time. It wasn't. I sat up and I cried sometimes. I told my husband, I don't know what I'm going to do. I would tell him sometimes, oh yeah, I feel good about this, but I really wasn't feeling good. I would lay in my bed and be like, I'm not doing anything to make myself productive for the time that I wasn't working. I was like, I'm not doing anything to make myself productive. And I don't like this. I like to be a productive person. I like to, contribute something to the world. I like to contribute stuff to my family. That's just the way that I'm set up. And so, getting back onto my subject is that sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone in order to get to where you need to be as a person, to get your mind to where it needs to be. And that's what I had to do. Now I'm in a better mindset, a better place than I was when I was working at the job that I loved, that I never wanted to give up. I'm at a better place now. A lot of things that people say and do, it doesn't bother me. Like, I can honestly say that it doesn't bother me. I can go to work and do whatever I want. I work, I can work my ass off or whatever, because I still do, because I'm an overachiever. Simple as that. But if something goes wrong and I'm not liking it, I'm not going to stay at that job, 5, 7, 10 years and sit up and be like, oh, I should have left. Oh, I should have left. But I don't leave because I'm so comfortable in the routine. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. And every day that I wake up, I work toward my goals. I think it's crazy for you to get up in the morning, go to work, you punch in at work, you spend 8 hours doing whatever it is that you're paid to do for those people that you work for, and not any time out of the day do something that you want to do for yourself. I think that's crazy. And I had to start thinking that way. I'm like, I'm not going to get up and I'm not going to punch a clock from 8 until 5 or 8 until 7, whatever time I get off, and work my ass off for somebody that situation will never be mine. That job will never be mine. I will never own that doctor's office. You know what I mean? And you can only go so high. So I was just like, every day that I wake up, even if it's 2 minutes out of the day that I want to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it for my goals. Like, doing this YouTube is something that I want to do. It's my goal. So I work at it. Sometimes I have times where I can't do it because I'm really busy with my kids and stuff like that, which is okay because I am a mom, I am a wife, and I do work, and I have to take those jobs just as seriously as I take any job or any goal that I'm working toward. My goal is to be a good wife, to be a good mom, and I have to work toward those, and that's what I do. So if that sometimes overlaps this, then that's okay to me. But I don't let my work overlap what I want to do anymore. And I used to do that. I used to work, and I never worked anything that I wanted to do. Like, those jobs, they're good, and I could stay there for a long time, but for me, I want something that's mine. At the end of the day, it's mine. Like, if I want to do it, I can, and nobody can stop me. If I don't want to do it, I don't have to, and I'm not losing anything from it, is what I'm saying. Like, YouTube, I love filming videos for you guys. Like I said before, like, it is a therapy for me. I think a lot of doing YouTube have helped me personally just with my feelings and my mindset and things like that, because instead of me writing in my journal, you know, what I feel, then I get on camera and I talk to you guys. And that helped me get a lot of things off my chest. Or, you know, when I'm working and stuff, I think about, oh, let me do this video, or I want to do this talk, you know, and I write those things down so that I can remember to do them for you guys. But I will be putting up more videos for you guys. I'm going to start doing them back again regularly because I had fell off for a little bit. So I'm going to be doing those, uploading more regularly throughout the week, because like I said, I love it, and this is a goal for me. This is something that I want to do. I want to be able to do this full time for you guys, because it makes me happy. It keeps me in a great and positive mood, and that's what I want to do. And I like doing it. I like talking to you guys. Like I said, even when I'm not filming, then I'm watching something on YouTube. Or whatever. And like I said, I just want to see where this is going to take me. I want to do, like, it's a lot of things that I want to do in my life. Like I want to do my own makeup line because I love makeup. I want to have my own clothing line because I just feel like the clothes that are geared toward plus size, curvy, fat girls, whichever way you want to call it, I don't think that they give us much of an option. Nowadays, I'm not gonna lie, there are some places or some designers that do make really good clothes for us, you know, but it's just certain things that I like for my own personal body, like I want to cover up or I want to enhance, that I think that a lot of women might want to do too. So I would like to have my own clothing line. So those are the two things that I'm really working toward. I want to also do something to give back, like a charity. Like I like to do makeup and things like that. So I would like to go to like the battered women's shelter and, you know, help them do their makeup and things for when they have job interviews, or when they're out looking for different things, to help them feel better, because they should feel better too. And not just battered women, just people in general. You know, so that'd be men, women, or children, whichever way. You know, I just want to do something that I can give back. I want these things to work out for me so that I can have the money or the means to help and give back to the community, give back to the world. I think that's what will make me happy. I know like I said, talking to you guys make me happy, and I do appreciate you, and I love each and every one of you that watch my videos. And I'm looking forward to my video and my channel to grow with more subscribers and more followers, because I think I could help a lot of people out. I like to talk, as you can see, and I give pretty good advice. I've been through a lot of different situations. Some I might not been through, but you know, you probably can get a fresh take from somebody who's on the outside looking in and say, oh, well, maybe you should try this. I can give you pointers and things like that. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk to you guys about. Just a little rambling, because I wanted to get on here and talk. I was at home by myself, so I was like, let me get on the camera and talk. Because I was bored too. So thank you guys so much. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like I said, this video really didn't have much of a direction. A lot of things that I wanted to talk about. But this is the end of my video, and I will see you in the next video. And as always, stay beautiful, my beauties. Take care of yourself and take care of the world. Bye.